party with you. Come on now. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Celebration. We gon' celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world, come on. It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate. There's a party going on right here, a dedication to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate and party with you. Come on now. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Yeah, yeah. Celebration. We gon' celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world, come on. It's a celebration. It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate. Come on now. Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. To last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Celebration. We gon' celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate. There's a party going on right here, a dedication to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate and party with you. Come on now. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a
Welcome to Amtrak 2.0.
We're going to have 28 trains, so we're going to be able to carry more people. Better pricing. It's going to mean better revenue.
All aboard!
Today is the day that starts a new Amtrak that delivers on the promise of safe, reliable, and efficient travel.
These trains are beautiful. They are fast, they are state-of-the-art, and they are American-made. I'd like to invite you to experience NextGen Acela, the next generation of premium travel in America.
Alrighty, they're here. Hello and welcome aboard, everyone. It has been 9 years, almost to the day, that we have heard that the Avelia Liberty is going to be the next gen high-speed rail in America, and it is finally here. It is here.
NextGen Acela, the next generation
It only took
of premium travel.
Oh man. Oh man, but yeah, here it is, guys. It is here. Welcome aboard, everyone. Who's your conductor and host of this wild ride, Demetrius Villa. Yeah, there it is. There it is, guys. I hope you're all doing well. Tonight has been a night that we have been waiting for so long. We're just gonna make this more or less about the Avelia Liberty, the new Amtrak Acela, Avelia Liberty, whatever name they want to give it, NextGen Acela, whatever it is. It's something that this country has needed for quite a damn long time. It just needs to be said. I mean, this is just fantastic that we finally have this here in this country. It's been needing to happen for so long. So welcome aboard, everybody. Yeah, this has been just great. So yeah, you're here. It is here. So let's put some.
25 years old. The new Acela, longer, stronger, faster, with 27% more passenger seating.
This train will be in service for 30 to 40 years. It was designed to be able to last decades and run decades.
I hope it doesn't have to run decades, but I mean, it's at least a good thing. I mean, hey, my car's 20 years old, so I mean, the way things are, that may be a good thing. But
Scott Sharon is the chief commercial officer for all.
Let's put this in full screen so you guys can see this.
Manufacturer building the new Acelas in Hornell, New York, where they've been building trains for 150 years. We were there as engineers test drove one of the 28 Acelas, replacing the old Acelas over the next 2 years. One big challenge, increasing the top speed beyond 150 miles per hour on portions of the D.C. to Boston run. Top speed on this new Acela will be 160 miles per hour, but many European high-speed trains can go 200 miles per hour and even faster. Why the difference? The rail lines in the Northeast date back to the mid-1800s, bending and winding through communities. While in Europe and Japan, high-speed trains often have long, straight lines that allow for higher speeds. So the new Acela cars will use tilting technology, helping to smooth out the turns.
Think of when you see someone on a motorcycle and they lean into a curve so they can maintain higher speeds through that curve. This train has that ability.
And it's going to feel much more like a European train. Contour seats, 5G Wi-Fi, high speed throughout, much bigger windows, and the glass itself designed to reduce interference with your cell phone. Each passenger will also have a reading light, a USB port, and power plug. Amtrak promises NextGen Acela is more than a new train, it's an evolution of travel as we launch a new standard for American train travel. And something train enthusiasts will love. The new Acela cars are joined using a common set of axles and wheels, creating a rigid structure for the entire length of the train. No more rocking and vibrating in the gangway between cars. 15,000 U.S. workers have been part of building America's fastest passenger train ever.
What are you most proud of with this train? What do you think is the biggest gee whiz factor?
I think the biggest gee whiz factor
And okay, let's see. Does that work now? Okay. I think it's working. All right. Sorry, guys. There we go.
is just when you walk in, it feels so cutting edge and so neat and fun to be a part of. You just get excited to have the passengers get on it.
So, Tom, 160 miles an hour. You got faster
All right,
trains.
there we go. All right, so apologies for the audio, guys. I don't know why it was doing that, but there we go. Okay, I hope you guys can be able to hear me now. All right, there we are. Okay, apologies, guys. All righty. Okay, it's good on YouTube. Good. All right. Perfect. Okay, we're good. All right, sound is working now. All right, apologies for that, guys. But yeah, finally here, and I don't know what you didn't catch of that, but yeah, basically the big main thing that I would say is standard. This needs to be the standard for American rail travel. That's what we need to start basing what we need to look forward to for the rest of passenger rail travel across the United States. It needs to be put to a high standard. And it's this type of stuff that we need to have, okay? Again, you're going to keep hearing people that are saying, well, it can't run as fast as it can on the line, and even this video even said the same thing that we've been saying. Like I said, it's akin to running a Formula One car on Midwestern roads, okay? It's like going through Gary, Indiana on an RB21. Okay, it's not going to be fun, and you're not going to be able to go as fast as you need to be. It's just not. But this is at least a heck of a lot better, and it's adapting to the broken Northeast corridor, and we can finally get there going. Yeah, so there we go. The trains will replace the 25-year-old Acelas that can carry 27% more passengers, 10 miles an hour faster. Some people are skeptical about where we are in terms of funding. When the election happened, Amtrak President Roger Harrison in an interview with the administration says, hey, we need you to run a good railroad, and we need you to become less dependent on us. Amtrak is looking to break even on operations. Eventually, it almost did, until the coup happened. It was right there in 2019. And divert money to invest in infrastructure by 2028, Harris said. So there we go. So, yeah, this is definitely going to be helping, for sure. The trains were originally designed to reach 180 miles an hour, but the O tracks and catenary wires along the corridor limit the speed to 160 miles an hour. The speed should improve as repairs happen. So there we go. This is something that will be, again, for 20, 40, or let's see, 20 years that this thing is running. In 20 years, we can fix up the entire Northeast corridor and be able to have these run at their absolute limit. That's our hope. Here we are, Zach Griff on X. Let's go ahead and look at a couple posts, and then we'll just bring everybody on, because yeah, this is a big day, guys. Okay, you can look at the Twitter thread over here. First class is seriously nice. 1-2 seating, extendable tray tables, leg rests, pops of orange, HD info screens, cool new touchless lavatories. Fewer 4 top tables is better for solo travelers, less so for on-board meetings. So let's take a look at those pictures. There we go. First class. So much better than an airline. Just so much better. Way comfier. Which is why upwards of 60-70% of people traveling between Washington, New York, Boston take Amtrak. They don't take airlines. So that's one of the biggest reasons why the airlines don't want to see high-speed rail proliferate here in the United States. Because they know they're going to be losing some of their biggest short-haul flights because of this. Imagine something like Atlanta to Jacksonville, Atlanta to Orlando, or to Charleston, or to Charlotte, North Carolina, or let's say Chicago to Minneapolis, or Chicago to Indianapolis or Cincinnati. Okay? So many flights run through those areas. And granted, those are mainly, a lot of them are for connecting flights. But there's a lot of people that still take them regardless. And this is something that's high-speed rail fits that bill. Something that is too far to travel by driving and too short to travel by flying. This takes care of the perfect medium for so many regions within the United States. We're talking about the Midwest, the Southeast, the Southwest, California, the Northeast Corridor, Cascadia. This is the perfect solution. Not only that, in terms of just for fixing that up, but for also bringing jobs into the United States, which has been one of the biggest things that we've been having an issue with in the United States. It is, how do we keep and have jobs that are built to stay and last over here for generations? And that's really the big thing that we're going in. And that's why we've made this channel, and that's why we made this club. Is we know there's so many other solutions out there, but we need to be at least a leader for one of those solutions. And we picked infrastructure and rail. That's our thing, and that's something that we love. So look at 100 megabits per second download and 40 megabits per second upload speed. Yeah. Since Acelia, there's still dead zones along the corridor that should be picked, but overall, a major upgrade. All right. The new Cafe Acela. There we go. Hot food, beer. Speaking of beer, we are having, to celebrate, only the best American beer, the New Glarus Spotted Cow. So we're going to be having some of that. But yeah, let's look at this over here. I'm pretty sure you can have those on the, maybe on Amtrak on the Hiawatha. I hope they have that. Got to take that one of these days. Take the Hiawatha up in to Milwaukee. There you are. Hot food, beer, wine, spirits. Look at that. The tables over here. That's very. That's more like what you see on European trains. So that's good that they're having that there. Yeah, 9 years, guys. We finally got it running. 5 years of it just sitting around because of so many different silly delays. But yeah. 5 Alstom built trains enter service this week, with the rest phased in by 2027. When booking, look for NextGen label in the Amtrak app to confirm you're on the new train. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be booked all the time at this point. Yeah. But there we go. For the first time, an Amtrak NextGen Acela train pulled up to Union Station, left Boston at 6 a.m. this morning, taking roughly 7 hours to make the entire trip. Look, it's a hell of a lot better than driving, for sure. And just look at it again. How the interiors are great. That is just comfy, maximum comfy. There you are, NextGen Acelas leading DC. It's just so much better. It doesn't sound as clunky as whenever you see the original Acela going through, but yeah, it just looks so much smoother. And just better looking, by the way. I mean, come on. It's just so much more modern looking right now. By the way, that bridge is probably over 100 years old. No joke. It's probably older. It's probably like 120 years old. If you look at it for too long, you might get tetanus. Actually, let's get that off the screen. You can smell the rust from here. Oh man! But yeah, this is again the main reason that we really need to start fixing things up over here. There's an Acela plushie. I don't know if they're going to actually sell these or whatnot. This should they should ask if you're a foamer first and then deny giving this to foamers. You know exactly why. Yeah, this is just good news, guys. This is just good news today. Here we are, Secretary, DOT Secretary Sean Duffy over here.
So first off, it's about 12 years in the making. So just if you look down, this is beautiful. It's brand new. It's going to be a way different traveling experience for those who want to take the Acela, usually between DC, New York, but also up to Boston. Again, we're gonna have more trains. 5 are rolling out right now. In the next year, we're gonna roll out 28, replacing the 15 old trains. And we're gonna have better pricing for consumers, but also better profit for Amtrak. We want to make sure federal dollars have to stop going to Amtrak. They can be self-sustainable, right. And these trains are part of that. And again, a lot of people.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. And the thing is that Amtrak. Look, the good thing about Amtrak leadership right now is like they're done being political football. They're done that for 4 years. They get lip service and a little bit of funding, and then another 4 years they get lambasted and taken away funding, and then the next 4 years they get some more lip service and a bit more funding. Which at least that was the only good thing Biden did in the last administration. And a couple other things. I would say probably for student loans. I'm not going to get into that right now, but that's about it. What the Trump administration has been doing has just been kind of back and forth, although the back and forth between the California high-speed rail is hilarious. And it's funny to watch. I don't care. It is funny to watch. And it's deservedly so for the California high-speed rail, which has been completely dropped the ball on that project, and it's safe to assume they don't even want to build the damn thing, which is sad. So there we go. Just to reiterate that, Grok even said over here, the NextGen Acela were primarily funded through the 2021 Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act signed by President Biden, although they were already approved back in Obama, and then they were funded again during Trump #1. And then Biden/Obama #2 came back in and then did sign for Amtrak to have the fleet, but then they had so many issues that they did. This is why Biden and Buttigieg are not here, because it took so long for them. So now the Trump administration is going to take credit for it. And you can say all you want. Look, for those of you guys on the left, you did. Biden and Obama did fund it. Yeah. Guess what? The problem is, your grandma, Mima, and everybody else that's watching TV or looking anywhere on X that barely knows anything about infrastructure is going to see Sean Duffy unveiling the NextGen Acela. That's it. That's what they're going to see. Okay? You want to see progress, you need to make progress. You need to get things done. We all need to get things done. Look, at this point, we are so beyond which party does what. I don't care. Fix the country. Stop bringing in more. Oh, we have a driver shortage, but let's bring in drivers that can't drive and let's pay them crap. Oh, we have a job shortage, but let's go ahead and bring in. We have problems with getting our kids through college. Well, let's bring in 600,000 more Chinese students to universities. Really? How is that going to fix anything for American men and women? Especially young American men and women, millennials and Gen Z. We're completely screwed if that keeps happening. So yeah, when people see this sort of stuff, this is the thing I'm talking about. Politicians love the ribbon cutting things. They love it. They live for this sort of stuff. You go to any sort of politician's office, and I've been to plenty of them, more than any. I don't want to keep going to a politician's office because of this, because it's the same sort of stuff. It's like they can have an IKEA catalog of politician's office page, and it's going to be pictures of plaques of ribbon cuttings in the back and some stuff they got from a foreign embassy or a signed letter from the governor that's a funny letter and all this sort of stuff. and then a library of books they've never read that were basically gifts. Because they don't read. These people don't read, okay? Let's be honest. Most of these politicians don't read, both right and left. We're tired of this whole stupid paradigm. But yeah, the Trump administration is going to get the credit for this because they're on top of it here. So, look, yeah, Sam, you can cry and complain. Yes, the fleet was purchased. Look at this. August 2016. August 2016. Yes, Obama talked about bringing high-speed rail back in 2009. In fact, he promised that within 10 years, the country would be by 2025. 85% of the country would be, folks, you would have 85% of the country have access to high-speed rail. Well, it's 2025, and 85% of the country does not have access to high-speed rail. So yeah, we can talk about all this. And
imagine whisking through towns with speeds over 100 miles an hour, walking only a few steps to public transportation, and ending up just blocks from your destination. Imagine.
I just love the picture over here of he's really thinking about this. Maybe Biden was kind of losing it back then, back in 2009. I don't know. He's always looked old. I mean, you can look at him in the 1970s. This guy's always looked old.
What a great project that would be to rebuild America. Now, all of you know this is not some fanciful pie-in-the-sky vision of the future. It is now. It is happening right now. It's been happening for decades. The problem is it's been happening elsewhere.
Yeah, and it still has been. I mean, yes, we got our win. We finally got our win. But when Obama made this announcement back in 2009, all right, let me see if I can bring this up. I'm kind of going off a tangent. I know you guys in the audience, we have 8 people in our Discord audience, by the way, waiting to come on in. And you guys are going to have it. We're going to, in 5 more minutes. Actually, you know what? Yeah, 8:30. Okay, we're on the dot over here. You know what? I'll look for that later. Let me just get through the rest of this. But in China had maybe 1 or 2 high-speed rail lines back in 2008, 2000. Okay, they had Beijing to someplace like 20, 30 miles away, Tianjin, I believe. They had the high-speed rail, the maglev, the Shanghai maglev that went from Pudong Airport over to the middle of Shanghai. And they had a couple of other high-speed rail they were working on. They were working between Shanghai to Beijing. Fast forward 10 years from then, and China had basically connected about most of its large cities by high-speed rail. The United States still hasn't. Fast forward now, 15 years later, we have Brightline, and Brightline is building in Las Vegas to Rancho or to the LA area. California is still building. High-speed concrete is still going. By the way, 2039. Yes, the authority says the project has a clear path forward to finish the project by 2039. 2039. Meanwhile, China is already done. They're done with high-speed rail. Oh, we keep talking about China. Okay, Spain. Okay, siesta land. Okay, the people who take naps for 2 hours every day between like 12 and 4. Okay, if they work an hour a day, that's a lot. By the way, that's a very snazzy lifestyle. But guess what? They have most of their country. After China and Japan, it's Spain with the 3rd most amount of high-speed rail. Yeah, there's no excuse. There's no excuse anymore. The only excuse that there is that our politicians are retarded or evil, or both. That's basically where we're stuck at. I mean, I'm glad that we got this. I'm glad that it's here. It only took this 9 years. Okay? So yeah, look, celebrate today. This is a great thing. This is a great milestone. We finally have this. This is a hell of a lot better than what we had before. Look at that. Oh, that is so much better to look at. finally, this looks like something you should see in America in the year of 2025. This is something we should be seeing. Not not that. Oh man, you know what's the funny thing? And I've taken so much video of Amtrak. You don't really have to work hard to get like a bad photo of Amtrak. That's kind of the sad thing. You can go right out into the platform and it's going to be a rusty train. Or you can go right into the station and there's going to be a sign that's lopsided. Like when I went to Chicago Union Station and the K on Amtrak was like, it was just hanging by a thread. So it's just Amtrak. Or let me see the other way. There you go. So you guys can see it. Yeah. Amtrak. That's what that's what it looked like. And it's a bad look. That's a bad look. This is a much better look. Okay? And that matters. That does matter. How we present our country, how we present to ourselves every single day. It does make a massive difference. This is why people talk about architecture and having, these commie block style apartments going up, or massive amounts of suburbs just plopping up out of there. That the walls are so thin that if you sneeze, the whole entire neighborhood is going to be coming down like it's the big bad wolf. So yes, it does matter that we have actual good-looking, working, functioning infrastructure that is going to last. Okay? Look, I hope we don't have to have this thing for 30, 40 years, maybe 20. Okay, 20 I can see. That's a good service life. 20 is a good service life. But we should be looking to the future. It's like, okay, what's next? Definitely the next thing. By far the next thing needs to be fixing up the damn infrastructure in the Northeast Corridor. That's the first thing. That's what we got to do. But, man, this is so much better. Man, this is so much better. This is before and this is after. Okay? Although this gal over here, okay, she did a good job. Okay? We can't crap on her, okay? She still did a damn good job. Okay? This one's the next gen, but look, yeah, it's a heck of a lot better. So much better. There we go. And the stations are starting to get better now. That's another thing. And then speaking of stations now, so Union Station was in Amtrak's hand for a couple of months. And now Trump is now sending in the National Guard into Union Station to go ahead and start taking control of that and updating Union Station and putting in a whole bunch of money, which look, I hope it works out. That should be good because DC is just the last time I've been to DC was 2017, and it was already bad then. I can only imagine from everybody who's talked about it that it's pretty bad right now. So, yeah, look, I don't mind seeing this here. Okay, let's go. Let's put it this way again. What you see, it does show a lot about what the state of our country is. Yeah, we shouldn't be having to see that. But you know what? In 2025, yeah, we kind of do. We kind of do. But hey, good news is that look, we got some trains, guys. We got some new trains, so that's some good news. All right, I am done talking. Let's bring on everybody. Yes, we're bringing everybody in. Look at all the Clippies. I am so glad to see all the Clippies over here. I would change the avatar to Clippy, but there we are. Guys. We got new trends. That's some good news. All right, don't forget to mute me, guys.
We gotta talk about SEPTA.
Come on. Yeah, look at all the
dude. SEPTA is gonna. We have to say bye to SEPTA.
Oh, SEPTA. They're finally losing all their funding.
Commuter services. Almost
all of it.
Talks.
Mute me, guys. All right, guys, mute. If you have anything going,
it's coming on your side.
Okay, no, I think it was coming out of Darius. All right, okay, guys. Wow, celebration time.
Well, we got 3 live streams going on. We got me on the main line and David Mitchell as well online doing some live streams.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Wait.
That's a good day. Yeah, we're really moving stuff here. Do I need to be muted?
Wow.
Hold on a second. All right.
Wait, who was that? I think that's
sounds like it's
that's serious.
Mute him.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
serious.
All right. We're good. We're good. We're good. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah.
Like, so ARC, you were talking last week about the trucking, how it seemed dangerous. I found out why.
Go ahead.
Skyline Trucking Academy in California bribed testers to pass their students. People who were not qualified to have a CDL basically got one for free.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. They're completely. There's so much fraud right now in the freight trucking space that it's unbelievable. I mean, not just from
they got shut down recently, so now they have to go back through, find all the students, and spend all the license.
Yeah, no, definitely that has to be done. I mean, I almost had a little bit of an accident today. Well, not an accident, but I almost saw one happen when somebody went the wrong way on the road, and it happened to be one of these CDL drivers.
Sadly, a lot more than you think. A lot more than we wish.
We
There you
got
are.
two transit lights.
Yeah, let me see if I can put it on. Yeah, there was this. Definitely, this guy didn't speak. Didn't know speak English, but he went. We were all on the right side of the road, and then he just veers off onto the wrong side of the road and just is
That's
stuck.
the same guy that took a break in West Virginia.
Yeah, there you go, on the complete wrong side of the road. Oh man.
Yeah. That literally. How could you want to lose your CDL? That's a very fast way to get rid of it.
Well, if you get caught, that's the problem. Is that I mean, now there's going to be more enforcement with that, which is good. But yeah, it's just the good thing is now that this whole entire mass of immigration that had been going on through the Biden administration has completely stopped, more or less. In fact, there's now people that are just kind of self-deporting themselves, from what I'm hearing, and it's just basically zero coming over the board. So that's one. Okay, good. You stopped and stemmed the tide. Now it's time for the cleanup inside. Okay, and it becomes. And it's kind of silly that we're doing all this sort of stuff, and then Trump says today or yesterday 600,000 Chinese students to come into American universities because if we don't bring them into universities, they're going to go bankrupt. Well, maybe they should. Maybe they should, and maybe they should pay back all the students who have went there and they're in so much debt now because they kept inflating up their prices off of foreign students. Maybe they should do that. Maybe they should go bankrupt. I'm not going to say any more on that because it has gotten me up to here. But anyway.
Yeah, but I'd like to make a point, and I would like to do it in my fake Obama. No, you see here, back in 2009, I said that we'd have 85% of the population with high-speed rail by 2020. It is now 2025, and 80% of the population has access to rail. The high-speed part is optional.
Yes, I have another folks at the end. Yeah,
that's good. I still don't have access to passenger rail transit.
Heck, don't tell passenger rail Lincoln here at Amtrak 4 times per day. Here in Charleston, which is damn same. And oh, fun fact, Adrian, I got an article that you should be reading that is from my city.
All righty, we'll go ahead and put that up. Yeah, you get 4 times a day. We're lucky to get 3 times a week over here in Indianapolis.
Dude.
It is, yeah. It's
all the rail news literally waited until the week Amtrak launches Avelia Liberty.
Yeah,
I know.
but
I just sent the link to the article.
okay, this railroad returns a legal volley to South Carolina ports over 250 million Union Pier sales. Is that the one you're talking about?
Like,
let me see, because I can't. Let me see if I can try to access the article here via archive, because it's paywall.
Bro.
It's paywall. Well, somebody at least did it, so there we go. All right.
Check on archive to see if it's available.
It's already available. Okay, here we go. A major railroad is firing back at efforts to sell part of Union Pier Terminal to a developer, putting the $250 million deal in question.
You got background.
I can hear you guys. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead, David, because I'm not familiar with the context behind what's going on here in your neck of the woods.
I'm trying to talk. There he is. There you. I'm trying to talk. There he is. Can I speak?
No, Darius is off. You're good to go. Go ahead.
Here, team. The Norfolk Southern and the Port Authority are fighting over it because they're trying to put condo in this area where the river operated. And funny thing is, the reason why they're trying to put condos right here in Norfolk Southern and the Port Authority are fighting back, saying, "No, you're not going to do this." The reason why they're trying to, because the location of this area is perfect for a transit hub for commuter rail, light rail, buses, and boat taxis. They figured, because here, fun fact is the developers who wanted to build condos right there have connection with Ford. So the car dealerships are behind it. I'm not surprised, because the car dealership, they got a monopoly here in Charleston anyway. Because there you right there, those train tracks right there go from downtown Charleston in that area to downtown Somerville. And the fact is, and I'm gonna bring it up. The fact is that they can literally have a transit hub for everything right there. Have that connected going to Somerville. Also have it connected to go into the airport, because train track right here on that line go right by the airport. It would be a big blow for, car dealership, rental car company, gas station, mechanic shops, all of them. It would decimate their money making,
Well, okay, so here's the thing. So this pier is something that can be getting in. And correct me if I'm wrong. This has been a pier that has been getting foreign goods and materials and shipping in and out, or should be at least, because all I see in this picture is just one Carnival cruise ship.
Yeah,
which, by the way, don't go on Carnival cruise ships. You'll instantly regret it. But anyway. So they want to now take away the land rights to go ahead and develop it to not have any sort of.
They want to take away the land to stop any commuter rail plan and put more condos for car drivers. The thing is that if you look off to the left, you can see where the train tracks come in.
Yeah, I can see that. Or where they should be coming.
If you look at the bottom left, you can see Meaden Street and Market Street with the big tourist hub with the historic buildings and all that. That would see over 1 million people per day in that one area. And thing is that right where the cruise ship terminal is, imagine because we don't have the cruise ship anymore, and I'm gonna say this. Turned it into a transit hub, built like taxi boats that go onto the other side of the river, bus connections, and literally because right there in walking distance from Meaden Street and King Street, where all the tourist hubs are. Just imagine how much money it would be bringing in to turn it into a commuter rail line. And
I know that would make sense.
Is this an active freight line that they're doing, or is this just abandoned freight line?
It's an active freight line.
Okay.
But there's no freight or ships.
I was gonna say make that like a light rail line.
That would make sense, but here's the thing. So there's no active cargo ships coming into this port. Is that the problem? And there's not even cruise ships coming in anymore?
No, because the automotive maker, they lobby to get to the galaxy out of Charleston.
So basically this port is... So this port is just basically now being held for ransom, and there's no boats coming in, there's no ships coming in, no cruise liners, no cargo ships. It's just basically sitting there until this whole legal deal gets
ships.
through.
We do get cargo ships that
Okay,
come
so
into
you
the
have like, so there is cargo, because like you could, if
Yes.
there wasn't cargo coming in, you could do like a tram line, a light rail line, so we can integrate pedestrians into it and make it more pedestrian friendly.
I know. Funny thing is that back in 2016, it was a year that, and the people who run the cruise ship terminal, they did talk about helping build a commuter rail line from downtown Toronto to downtown Somerville would also connect the airport. You could guess who freaked out and went crazy over that. And so I always say the moment you go against car infrastructure and the big automotive maker, you literally would not be. I always say that don't be surprised if the big automaker try to go after you and destroy you for going against them.
All right.
Most people don't realize.
I feel like that's a little bit of an overreaction, because sometimes the auto car makers will just try and ignore you.
Oh well, trust me. Here in Charleston, it's a kicker here in Charleston. The car dealers, they had not had any competition since the 1950s.
Yeah. Let's hold off on that. Let's go back to the Acela over here.
I want to get back
John.
to Avelia, because
Yeah.
that's the main topic. Of
Yeah, let's get back to that. Let's stick to that.
I have a weird thought that's gonna probably happen. A diesel version of the Avelia, because they did it to the Acela. I wouldn't be shocked if they try and do it to the Avelia, because why not?
Oh yeah,
I mean, there's no need, because they already have the contract with Siemens. And those trains run perfectly fine.
Yeah, I know they have the arrows, but like maybe they just make it to try and sell it to somebody else.
I don't think so, because then it's going to be. They know what's going to happen. It's going to be another nightmare in terms of getting that approved and going through the whole government testing process and approval process.
I remember in the early
they're not going to touch that
2000s
again.
when
I remember in the
early 2000s that when the Acela came out, they also had a turbo train set of the Acela. And my guess is that the airline freaked out about that, because that could have actually worked. You know, having a turbo train set.
I gotta look up why that failed. I'm gonna look up why that failed.
Reason why it failed was not because it was actually successful. Reason why it really failed was because of corruption. They knew, the airline knew and lobbied against it. Heck, what most people don't know, back in 2003, that Amtrak had a turbo train line from New York to, Buffalo, that had train set that could hit 150 off of electricity, that with turbo, like the turbo train sets.
Yeah, you had the turbo trains back in the 70s that could easily hit 150 miles an hour, and they did. Actually 160, but the problem was that, again, it started hitting the same snags. Two snags.
They had
one that the parts were, it was becoming very expensive to run because it required a heck of a lot of maintenance, and the manufacturer didn't want to make any more parts for it. Similar to what happened to the Concorde. It had nothing to do with the crash. It had more to do with that they didn't want to make any more parts for it. It was becoming a monster and a nightmare to keep basically a 40, 50-year-old platform running. And then the other thing was that the infrastructure was just falling apart. So it wasn't going to run as efficiently anymore.
Well, the funny thing is, and I want to bring it up, is that they did had a replacement model that they would test on the line around 2000 and 2003, but that got longer because the airline realized that Amtrak might have gotten something that really decimated them.
Hey, do you guys know what the name of that turbo diesel Acela was called again?
It was a Bombardier design. I forget what it was, but I know I've seen it before. There's really not too much detail online the last time I checked on it.
Like the locomotive.
Jet train. Let me see. I think it was supposed to be a jet run. Jet train. Here it is. Found it.
The jet train.
There we go.
Jet train.
You remember seeing this. Okay, yeah, that was going to be the turbine-powered version of the Acela that was supposed to be. Here we are. Experimental high-speed passenger train concept created by Bombardier Transportation in an attempt to make European high-speed rail service. Go ahead.
I think maybe.
The locomotive is still around. It at the Pueblo test site, you know?
It's just sitting there?
Along with the second last SDP-40F in existence.
Yes.
Okay, the reason why it failed, it was too expensive to operate and never found a market.
Actually, not quite.
Yeah.
Because that was short term. They were thinking about short term profit. The reason why they were thinking about
one thing you have to remember, even if the car autos didn't like it, the problem is that if it's too expensive to operate, Amtrak didn't want it, because if you don't have the money, maybe you have the money to buy it, but do you have the money to operate it? Because you have to spend money on the fuel, you have to spend money on the maintenance. That's racking in a lot of money.
Well, here's the other dump trucker here. On top of that, here's the other thing. When you look at the history here on the Wikipedia page, the markets that they were trying to push the jet train to was either in the Anglosphere, which is probably the worst place to try to do any sort of infrastructure project right now. They tried pushing this in here in the United States. They tried using this for the Florida Overland Express until that got killed by Baby Bush. But Baby Bush's brother Jet. They try to push it in Canada, which is basically a failed state at this point. In the UK, which is even worse of a failed state at this point, where you have to have little girls now walking around with axes and knives to not get killed or worse. They tried putting it in Mexico, which is another failed state. But enough, they have a better rail line going through the Yucatan Peninsula. Yeah.
Hey guys, I've been in New Jersey a few weeks back, and remember that when that Jeep was on the
Hold on, wait. Okay, so here, let me finish. In the end, nothing ever came of these proposals, and the jet train essentially disappeared. All content related to the jet train was eventually moved from Bombardier's websites and promotional material. As of 2019, the demonstration turbine locomotive was stored at the Transportation Technology Center, not in Area 51. So there we go. It's in Pueblo, California. So if you guys want to see it, it's hiding somewhere over here. Somewhere in here. I don't know. In Hangar 18.
Keyword hiding.
Yeah.
You know, Jane, I'm going to be honest. Jane, that's it, right? It should belong in preservation, like literally. It and that last locomotive. Them two locomotives, but them being the two last one of their kind, should belong in preservation.
The SDP-40F is there, but that SDP-40F that is there, if they pretty much just keep them there as to say they have it, so at least it's still preserved than being scrapped.
Yeah, so this would have been America's high-speed rail and an alternative timeline. So there you go. You're looking at what would have been.
On it, if they had decided to go with it, America should have had more high-speed rail before China if we had gone with it, you know?
Yeah, I think it would just, again, we're just missing any sort of political will to action in this country. That's really our main problem.
Is that we keep on shooting ourselves in the foot saying, oh, the big automotive company will save us. Big automotive company will save us. In reality, no. They have taken our hole deeper and deeper and deeper.
They are right. Well, the problem is that right now, they now got to switch from making electric vehicles to gas cars. And what sucks is because they made all their factories electric building and not car building. So now they have to somehow revert back to that. But their designs have always been the same. There is nothing new about any of these new cars. So that's the main struggle: is what's the new design? Do we all go jump on the? I mean, shoot, I forget this car brand, but there's already another car brand that jumped on the Tesla auto drive train. They hopped aboard that. I forget the car brand.
Let's talk about that. But first, let me just address over here in the YouTube chat. I don't know what's going on. Hold on, guys. All right. So let me see. Georgia Zukov, 85%, more like 60% at a push. There's still places like Iowa and rural areas that a closer train lines would be a good idea to have to connect towns and city and places that have metro trains. Yeah, there's no need to go ahead and connect the entire United States by high-speed rail, but make it where it works. And also implementing more passenger rail systems. It's getting people out of the cars, okay? Because the problem is that a very automotive-heavy culture in the United States has very much been probably one of the biggest drivers infrastructurally and messing up a lot of the American culture right now. I think probably for a lot of Gen Z and millennials, their biggest expense right now, monthly expense, is keeping up their cars. Where cars have now overtaken housing in a lot of places because it's more expensive to now just lease a car. A lot of Gen Z doesn't even know how to take care of a car, let alone if you tell them to go ahead and change your windshield wiper fluid. They have no clue how to do that. They still think blinker fluid is a thing, which, guys, no, it's not a thing. And then you have
you have to get the high string stuff. The cheap stuff is not worth it.
Yeah, and then on top of that, and look,
unless it's a good beater like a Corolla.
Yeah, and that's the worst thing that's going on is that a lot of used cars are now becoming more expensive now. The automotive companies have tried pushing as many new cars as possible, and they're all crap. Which, by the way, okay, David, I know you really want to talk about cars, so let's talk about it right now. Here we go. Ford recalls more than 100,000 F-150s over faulty rear axle hub bolt. So the new cars are just completely garbage, or they'll basically, if you buy a new F-150, the wheels are going to come off and it's going to roll away because the rear axle just completely just craps itself. And then they're trying to push this false panacea of driverless cars, which fixes nothing. It just makes the situation even far more worse. Okay, because you have these companies that basically they don't own any of the infrastructure or any assets.
And AI.
Yeah, they're just basically they're parasiting off a dying corpse, which is the United States infrastructure system. They're not paying for any road repairs. They do everything they can to avoid paying any sort of taxes.
And AI is almost just as dangerous to the American worker as the migrants.
It's probably in one way or another. But here we go. Let's finish this. Waymo's AVs complete more daily rides than 99% of human drivers. Uber CEO Dara Koso. I'm not going to even try to pronounce that last name. Forget it. Anyway, but here's the thing: of course they want to get rid of drivers. Now they just want to make everything driverless cars. Here you go. The co-founder of Waze predicts the next generation will not drive. But here's the problem. They're not proposing for you to go into rail. They're not proposing you to have walkable cities or any of this sort of stuff. This whole 15-minute city garbage that they're trying to push out is not real. It's just a way for all of these investment firms to just keep buying up land. So even if you believe these 15-minute city things are going to become a thing, no, they're not. It's just going to become 15-minute circles that BlackRock and Blackstone owns. That's all that is.
The problem with the driverless car kind of concept is that you still need the AI part to work, and that's still not going to happen until 2035, 2040 at the earliest, and that's being generous.
Oh yeah, that is. But
so they're talking about a problem that can be solved by the time their system's operational.
Exactly. And I mean, let's also look at the fact that cars are being made bigger and with less driver maneuverability. It's just going to give you the false sense of security, because not only is it going to, even if it becomes more dangerous, like to the drive. Like even if they get bigger, like it's gonna be more dangerous to people outside of it because for one thing, the driver height, the driver height is further up than like you have with older cars. Like if you go out and look at like the street
Mercy
and
of
you
an
see,
AI.
you'll see a
Okay,
lot.
hold on.
You'll see the occasional old car, and you can clearly see it matched up typically against one of the newer cars, and you can see how much bigger the new car is compared to the old one. It's night and
Well,
day.
the problem with the modern car safety systems is it's designed to keep the person inside said vehicle safe or as safe as
Exactly.
possible. Everybody outside is optional at best.
Yeah, and then you have the cafe.
Well, there are a few scenarios where the protection, where modern car safety features are a lot come to use. There are situations where they come to use, especially if like a car gets into a crash and the car ends up under a big rig. At least there's something keeping that rig from flattening the car.
All right, well,
True.
let me bring this up.
You gotta think about the whole
Actually, it
car,
doesn't
how it's
really
made.
make a difference of how much you put safety components.
So the
If
what?
some Indian is behind if some incompetent truck driver is behind a truck vehicle. It's just laws of physics. The bigger the bigger car is going to win and get off unscratched. The bigger vehicle is going to win and get off unscratched. That's just a fact of physics.
Let me bring it up, and I'm gonna bring it up real quick. The reason why they build car in our infrastructure that way is because one, when you build your infrastructure hostile enough for people outside, but comfortable enough for people inside, guess what? You're going to get people to buy cars. It based in psychological, like here, team, like I want people to buy my cars, but this city is transit oriented and mixed use development. I have a ton of money right now, so I could bribe officials to make it so hard that way down the line people would start buying my car because infrastructure is city, transit is city, all of that.
Yeah.
Did to get people my cars.
Oh, speaking of, okay,
But you have to look at the safety.
Okay.
Even on a car, it's pretty strict.
I wonder how Toyota was able to sell their Corollas while they still have a efficient high-speed rail. Probably must be all that global market, especially here.
Oh no, they have plenty of Corollas over in Japan. That's the thing. When you go to countries, yeah. Here's the thing. When you go to other, hold on. When you go to, hold on. When you go to countries that do have high-speed rail, like Japan or like China or like Germany, there's still a lot of cars there. Here's the problem. Okay, and here in the United States, you don't have to just watch out for foreign truck drivers. You also have to watch out for female nurse practitioners on their phones. If you guys have seen this video that's been making the rounds right now, look at it. She's not even paying attention to the road at all. Just there you go. We need to get people need to be taken out of their car. We need less people in cars. That's the only way we're going to fix America's infrastructure right now. You want to fix the roads. You want to fix traffic. There you go.
I got them in the crazy.
Less of that driving around. Just no. No. There you go.
Work yet.
I don't know which is worse.
Imagine if you went the other way and said, no driving anymore for you. That's it. Gone. No more driving. That's it. That's how we have to be in this country. Bye-bye. No more driving privileges.
No driver's license for you.
I went to work yesterday. We had an old guy, an elderly guy, lost control of his car. Took out one of the signs and hit two of the palm trees in our parking lot.
That's an old guy.
Yeah, dude. That's the thing. It's like you don't need nurse practitioners that are on their tippy tappy on their phones driving. You don't need guys with And I feel like I saw a picture of Bruce Willis just recently today. He looks terrible. You don't need guys like that driving anymore. It's like when people lose their minds. I'm sorry, Patty Parkinson, who is 85, should not be driving a 2025 Chevy Suburban, a 7,000-pound death trap down the street. No, that doesn't make any sense. No, that's not good for her. That's not good for anybody else around on the road. Okay, she needs to be either staying at home, taking a bus, and the problem is that the country and the cities themselves are not conducive to that sort of public transportation or walking around.
Or be taken in a car by her caregiver and driven around.
Or her kids, if she didn't, already take all her kids' money because, let me see, where's my, here we go. Wait.
And also, away. I just want to grill.
I'm probably going to be singing that very soon.
Oh, man.
You better write a whole song about that.
What after one round of Jose Cuervo?
We're all going to be singing that this weekend here on Labor Day. We need the break. 3-day weekend finally for most of us.
Our infrastructure is designed so bad that it only benefits people in cars. And here, we can blame that back from the late 30s through the 50s from GM, Standard Oil, Peterbilt, Kenworth, technically Standard Oil of Texas, it's Standard Oil of California. Like, these people realize back then, in order to get continual and repeat buyers, you have to destroy the infrastructure like mixed-use development, also transit-oriented infrastructure, and then make everything hostile to walk around to force people to buy cars. Because here's the thing. In an area with no sidewalks, with no transit, or if the transit is there, it's non-existent, even though you have it, it's going to make people feel poor. And
so
then
legally you have to have a sidewalk. Every resident of the street has to
have a sidewalk. Look, and that's the thing.
The cars we drive themselves, we mostly use them with just one seat, the driver, us, and maybe two in that sit when there's four.
Can't have residents in the house without a sidewalk.
What is it about upwards? Hold on. Wait, guys, is it upwards of like 85% of all drives are with just a singular driver and no other passengers, which is, it's a massive waste. Look, and this is the problem. Let me try to bring it back and forth to this. We could have Avelia Liberties running all over the place, because I know I was seeing all over Twitter, like, somebody was saying, "Oh, we should have this in the Midwest next, so we can have this everywhere else," or we could be having this already in California. But the main problem that we're reaching is that there's a lack of political will to get anything done of any sort of this country, and we're being taken over and parasited off this private equity class. That, look, you have Waze co-founder Uri Levine predicts that kids born today won't get behind the wheel. Why? Because they'll get behind the wheel of his autonomous run cars. So he's not going to pay for the infrastructure. He doesn't care that. Look, and that's the thing. He doesn't want high speed rail. Uri Levine does not want you to have high speed rail. He wants you to be in his Waymo-owned Alphabet cars, or in his Tesla, or anything like that, or this guy over here, this dark horse.
He's going to be the one trying to lobby his prediction.
Exactly. Not going to work here anymore. It's just Office Space reference. But yeah, Uber CEO he doesn't want you in Amtrak. He doesn't want you in rail. He doesn't want you walking around. He wants you in his Ubers. That's what he wants, in his AI-run Ubers, off the roads that are completely falling apart, from suburbs that are 50 miles away from where you work, and then to go anywhere to go and eat. That's also probably owned, like a Kroger, that's probably owned by BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, and all these private equity firms.
And an HOA.
Yeah, there you go. No, we got this. It has to stop. It has to end. And thankfully, we're starting to see some resistance to that, and it's going to change in the next 10 years. The trajectory of where things are going is going to change. We're going to see finally not 15-minute cities, but actual functioning cities. I don't care if they're 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Functioning American cities as they used to be prior to World War II, prior to the destruction of the American dream, prior to the destruction of our infrastructure system.
Actually, World War One.
Oh,
World
probably
War
that.
One. The 20s was when the cars started booming.
Yeah, but when you're talking about fully autonomous vehicles, there has been some for centuries. We just called them well-trained horses.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or the trains. There you go.
All right.
But also,
we got some news. Excuse me, David Mitchell. Sorry about that.
Okay, whoever hasn't spoken yet, go ahead and get your chance now. Brightline fan, go ahead.
We have some breaking news in the Dominican Republic. They'll be constructing a new monorail to the airport in Santo Domingo. It's a proposed plan.
Is this happening?
Oh,
yeah, I'm in the group chat on Telegram. It's Dominican.
Yeah, I think you put the
Dominican
YouTube link here.
community in. Yeah, so they were doing a live stream just about like minutes ago, as the same day we were. Oh my goodness.
Okay, streamed an hour ago. Dominican Republic transport info.
Recently?
Yeah, I think I actually sent it into the chat.
Anuncian nuevo monorail para Santo Domingo. There we are.
Oh yeah.
Look, I won't. I will not be surprised if Santo Domingo gets a monorail before California gets their high-speed rail. It's happening.
Oh yeah.
I have far more trust in this, and it's and this is not ironic trust. This is actual real trust. I have more trust in the Dominican Republic actually doing that. And this is the thing. We've seen this in other countries. Okay, countries that you wouldn't think would have high-speed rail have high-speed rail, like Morocco has high-speed rail. Indonesia has high-speed rail. Okay, all these other countries that people don't even think about here in the United States have high-speed rail. And we have been dragging our feet because we have crappy leaders, or either they're dumb or they're evil or they're both. And these parasite private equity freaks, okay, that are they want you to eat the bugs. You won't even be able to live in a pod. As somebody here on YouTube said, hold on, let me bring in the comments over here. Ricardo Noel, people are now living in their cars rather than the home. Yeah, because in some places it's so expensive to even rent, like in San Francisco, that people would rather live the van life. The van life has been forced upon a lot of people. Or just living in your car, period. Even like some people are living in two-seater cars. So it's getting bad out there.
Heck, it's going to get to a point where people are going to start revolting and then the CEO, because look, we're already seeing CEO being terrified of that.
It's me!
Because a lot of these...
I come to realize that libertarianism doesn't work for big companies anymore.
It doesn't.
A
lot of the
boys.
Yeah, the libertarian to the other far right pipeline is a real thing. Trust me, we've all been on it. It's happening, and that's what's happening in this country. It's either you go, there's no center anymore, because basically being center means ceding to people like Dara, Koa, whatever. And I usually make the effort to go ahead and pronounce foreign names. I'm not going to even try to pronounce this one. And I'm not going to look at his Wikipedia early life, because they're probably going to take that away now too. Uri Levine, look, that's the problem. Or whoever else, or Larry Fink, or any of these people, okay? They don't want high-speed rail. They don't want you to have a working job or a manufacturing job. They want you to just make just enough so you can buy their stuff, but be just right over the line that you're still working from paycheck to paycheck, and you're struggling and you can't think of anything else because your mind is so stressed out with trying to keep your head above water. And that's a problem in this country. We're getting demoralized because of it.
Here, I think they wanted to be indentured servants. They wanted to be slaves. They wanted to be slave stuck to a job That way they keep making money off before they can live. You have to fight to live, you know?
Yeah. And this is the whole thing. Yeah, and this is why we keep talking about infrastructure, because it's the lifeblood of this country. And
Like you're saying, people are getting of it.
Yeah.
You go against
Of it.
Islamists,
And
it's like going against. It's like joining a gang. You put yourself and you put your family in.
Oh, you there?
Mm-hmm.
Darius, you cut off there. Okay, you guys, am I still here?
I used to hear you cutting in and out.
Yeah, you're.
Yeah.
Okay. Renell just came on. Renell, how you doing, man? Okay, he's on mute. Anybody else who hasn't spoken? Adam, anything you wanted to share?
I want to talk. To all those companies, to all those companies out there, I gotta say, we are effing tired of your bullshit. Okay, to all those car companies out there, we are tired. We, as a generation, I am freaking tired.
Yeah, we all are. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, the market has.
Want to say we're lazy.
Yeah, no, we've been pulling ourselves up by the bootstraps. The bootstraps are up to our necks. We've been pulling.
Like literally, we've been called lazy when in reality we're the most overworked generation out there. Like Gen Z is one of the overworked generations.
The reason they call us lazy is because half of us sit at home on a computer desk and don't want to go out and do the hard labor-induced jobs that people like millennials might do.
Well, and there's the problem is that those here's the thing, dump trucker.
There are people of this generation that are choosing to be lazy, which is why they associate all of us to be lazy. I don't like it either. I hate that we are being called the lazy generation.
No, we're not. And here's the thing, dump trucker. You got a point, but here's the problem.
Brainwashed one.
You know, yeah, look, anybody who's between the ages. Hold on, let me finish. Anybody between the ages of 18 to 40, most males would love to work a blue collar job that would pay them. The problem is that these jobs don't want to pay Americans actual living or family wage. They would rather get in slave labor or scab labor out from either from Mexico or from India, like what happened with that Indian truck driver, the Sikh truck driver in Florida, who made that Sikh 180 turn right there, that U-turn right there, that killed 3 people. Can't even speak English. Can't even read the road signs. But yeah, the company gets off by paying these guys basically nothing an hour to go ahead and circumvent all the rules. And they get away with everything. And this is why I keep saying, if there's no consequences, there are no changes. So that's the problem with this. Okay, consequences mean we're not buying anymore, at least what we can control, because we know that politically we don't have that much control. Okay, and that's fine for now. But at least, at the very least, what we can all start doing, as ourselves, number one, we can't afford new cars. Don't lease a new car. Let them sit on the lot. Let them burn. Let them sit and lot rot for years and years to come. Because as we've seen on this channel, as we went ahead and looked at it.
Let not forget that a lot of the companies.
David, let me finish. By 2030, about 30% of car dealerships are going to be shut because the market has completely oversaturated itself. So that's why you guys, all of us themselves, yes, we know we don't have political power to the degree that we would love to, or we should, because as a generation, we should be in political power right now. But one generation doesn't want to let go of the wheel. So fine. We'll just watch them as they start keeling over the wheel at this point. We've tried. They're just not going to. So fine. Keel over the wheel. Metaphoric. But right now, all we can do is, take care of our health, take care of our finances. Don't buy stuff that we can't, need or don't. No new cars, okay? And start getting politically active locally, okay? Because I'm starting to see changes even in my local area where people don't want to get. Yeah, no
I thought the
abatements.
Zoomers are already getting into the political spotlight and starting to make change, like AOC.
No, they
or
are, but
JD
not.
Vance.
Yeah, but not to the degree that we should. Because they're not being allowed. Yeah, there's more millennial leaders now, and at least look, anybody should. Yeah, anybody should agree that the Trump administration right now, probably the best thing that I've seen them do is the appointments of so many millennial politicians. Okay, whether you're left or right, you should be able to say that that's a good thing. Okay, that's finally a change. Okay, and for the first time, okay, a millennial is one step away from becoming president. Okay, JD Vance, whether we like it or not, he's a meme by both standards. Okay, but he is somebody in our age group.
Is just a couple of years younger than me.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
So there you go. But yeah, getting involved politically because, like I'm seeing here in this local area, people are voting against having larger trucks come in, voting against these AI data centers, and voting against larger suburban housing units. It's finally starting to happen. So there's a change that's starting to finally come into fruition. Go ahead, David.
Now, here, Jane, once if JD Vance become president, a lot of the big corporate companies are technically would be fucked. Let's just say.
Here's the thing. I don't know. Here's the thing with that, because look. Let's be realistic. JD Vance is super connected to Peter Thiel. He would not be existing in politics without Peter Thiel. Okay, and Vivek Ramaswamy, who's running for governor in Ohio. Okay, he's going to be doing the same thing. Okay, let's not forget how we actually got money for that company. By the way, okay, it was a lot of animal abuse and a lot of lies. Okay, it's not. Let's be real how he made his money.
I know, but let's hope we get a Teddy Roosevelt 2.0. Because if we get a Teddy Roosevelt 2.0, a lot of these big corporations are fucked.
Yeah,
you know,
that's for sure what we need. And like I say, look, my two personal favorite presidents: number one, Andrew Jackson; number two, Teddy Roosevelt. Those two embody the spirit of the American ethos and spirit that we need to really bring back into this country again. Particularly right now, we need some sort of Teddy Roosevelt-like character. It's not going to be Trump. It never has and never was going to be. What Trump has done, okay, whether he realized it or not, because let's assume that Trump is as smart as he says he is. Okay? I don't think he still realized that what he was a step, because I've seen a lot of changes even before Trump became president. Okay? We started this channel before Trump even ran. Okay? The change in the political atmosphere, whereas I was seeing people who were not even involved in politics become involved in politics, mainly because of Trump. I would say 75% of it because of Trump. Yeah, there was a quarter or a good amount of people, and I'm by a quarter, I'm giving it a lot. That was maybe by Bernie. Bernie got burned, okay, and Bernie is not going to help. Okay, he's not going to help you, and he's even worse than Trump at that rate. That you think he cares about you. None of these people do. So the thing is that Trump has awoken a lot of people to politics, and then Trump burned a lot of those same people. Trump was the stepping stone. That was it. He opened the door, but he is not what's beyond that door. Like I said, this is something that we all need to pick up and figure out on ourselves and on our own. Okay, and there'll probably be another leader or something that we can be able to do, but at the very least, we need to start being more responsible for ourselves.
Dimitri, I didn't realize something, because the Gen Xer and some of the small generation, they're going to get skipped over, But it's so funny. The second entire generation is going to get skipped over by the millennial and Gen Zers,
And I feel bad for Gen X. I would say this. I would say a good chunk of Gen X.
Gen X had it better than us. I thought Gen X had better than us.
I would say this. Look, there's. I would say half of Gen X that gets it. They're more aligned with the millennial side of it, and there's another half that has completely gone to the way of the boomer. They have actually mastered. They mastered the way of the boomer.
Jonesers.
Yeah. Yeah. So
57 to 66.
yeah, the Gen X is split. Okay, and they'll have a place to play. It's just this is something that is unprecedented. Look, there's always been some sort of generational strife throughout all of human history. There's like these 4,000-year-old Babylonian tablets that say, the youth is totally lost, or something akin to that. There's always been that sort of stuff, but it's never been to the degree where there has been such a disparity of power and typically, most particularly financial power between the younger cohort and the older cohort. That in the first time in American history or in Western history, the next generation is going to be worse off. And that's the problem that we're hitting.
Oh, yeah, and funny thing is, it's that the boomers are going to get blamed for it because it technically is their fault,
It is.
Like, they're so fucking selfish. They literally blind say, all right, we want more cars. We want you to build more cars for us. Bring up the American dream. You know what?
We're going to have more people coming in.
Yeah. All right, and I know we like to be in the boomers. I know there's going to be the boomers.
And
Well, not me. Okay, we're not going to do the Naxalt sort of excuse. I get it. Okay, not all X are like that. Fine, we get that. If you're doing a good job as a boomer, you're taking care of your kids, or you're letting them stay with you, or you're trying to do whatever you can to help them. Good on you. Thank you. You're doing the right thing. Okay, but it is unfortunately it's not you per se. But it is a generational thing. It's like now Zoomers obsessed with Labubus now. Okay, no, it's not all Zoomers. We know that. It's just that's just the thing right now. And here's the thing: is that the problem is that we're reaching a point in this country that, like I said before, with everything going on, if it was back in the Vietnam War era, okay, yeah, what's going on the other side of the planet is pretty bad. It sucks that we would be spending our taxpayer money on that. But at least back then, you had the ability to own a home, have a job, be able to support yourself in a reasonable fashion and manner. That's not happening anymore. That's why people are turning the way they are, because they see where the money is going.
This generation is lazy. It's always been especially with the industrial modern generation, starting with the lost generation from 1883 to 1900. That became completely ancestral as far as we know in 2018 when the last living known member died in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
let me be honest.
The World War I generation.
Let me be honest. The unknown generation from them and the ones that saw during World War II, them degenerating it. They had seen all this stuff. They would have been horrified if they seen how bad the U.S. was going to get.
Yeah, no, look, things are changing, and I know people like to say, I wish I was born in a different time. We're born in this time for a reason. And I'm going to keep saying that. We're born in this time for a reason. I know it's hard for what we're going through. And look, we're
born in this time for a reason.
Yeah, this is a celebratory day. We finally got some sort of infrastructural upgrade that looks like it belongs in our country. It looks like it belongs in 2025. Things are starting to change. And I think as long as we keep pushing forward, we're going to get there. So let's leave it at a white pill like that. I think that's a good way to do it.
And to get back to the topic of the video of the new generation Acela, I posted in the chat side. You can now get your NextGen Acela plush toy for only $19. And yes, it's on their website.
Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. Wait.
That's great.
Okay, hold on a second.
That's good.
Okay. I see a screenshot. We need a link. We need a link. That I
just posted it.
That is going to be right there. I know what I'm going to put right now behind it on the couch there. That's
yeah, so yes, Gregory. There is a plushie.
Oh shoot, we're getting that. Wait, where's? Leave it now. Let the plushie. We need it.
Yeah,
Minor Tree, the
Hey, $19. That's actually a really good deal. I would have, expected in 2025. Yeah, in 2025 money, I would have expected $45 or something ridiculous. Hey, Amtrak, good on you for actually, keeping down with your prices. That's a plus for Amtrak. Let's where's my clap? I need to use the soundboard more. I wish I had another one of those keyboards for soundboard. Like right now, it's kind of a mess on my screen over here.
You forgot something about 5 years ago that you were about to send me 5 years ago.
What's up, David?
You forgot to send me something about 5 years ago when you had the 3D printer.
Yeah, that's true. I probably still have them somewhere. I know there's a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, the train whistle. Yeah. I know I have it in the box somewhere. David, let me get back to you on that, and I'll see if I can send you that.
All right, that's fine, man. But it did crazy that I almost freaked out that because it's been almost 5 years.
Yeah, so much has happened. It's been 5 years. Wow, so much has happened in 5 years.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah, it is.
And I remember it.
I didn't remember it till now. Alrighty. But yeah, the Acela plushie. Okay, let's stick to the next. It's 9:28 right now. Let's bring this to the station at 9:35.
But I also want to bring it up. The airlines are starting to freak out again, but this time in the Northeast Corridor. They're freaking out because they're actually going to improve everything up there, but it's going to screw them head over heels,
Yeah, let's.
I don't think so, Dave.
Yeah, let's stick with just talking about the Acela guys. Let's stick with talking about the new Avelia Liberty.
Clippy is love. Yes, Val, I know. Clippy is life.
Yeah, but I am liking the Clippies going on. Yeah,
yeah. My wife is part of the Clippy movement.
Yeah, Clippy never caused any problems. He just wanted to help.
No, hold on. Let me flip the camera.
I always like seeing Clippy. Even when I had Windows XP, that was still a nice touch. I never closed that.
Clippy.
Facebook, Instagram, and
I think
I think we all used Clippy at some point.
I mean, 14 years ago, I thought Clippy was this annoying paperclip. Now he's just he's not a cultural phenomenon, but an icon of protest.
Oh, yeah. Because
Clippy never collected your data to use in an AI data warehouse, and he never destroyed your infrastructure.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's been crazy.
Oh man, but
Also to YouTube, screw the ID verification method with AI, okay?
Screw it.
Yeah, I think
they need it.
This is not like the Amazon source where you go in and just take what you want, and the AI will take it when in reality it was just cameras hooked up to Indian data centers where people would just watch the screens and then put it to your cart.
Yeah, AI just happened to mean and Indian. That's what literally meant it.
Word again.
But let me be honest. It's stuff that they're doing like YouTube. I'm gonna read up for YouTube. You are violating the First and Fourth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. Just to let you know that.
Yeah, look, if YouTube wanted to do something, they need to get rid of all the they need to get rid of all the AI slop shorts.
They're already getting court for it. They're right now getting taken to court for it. Right now.
Well, until they're punished, they don't really care.
No consequences, no changes.
Yeah.
We gotta make that into a t-shirt.
I think it.
Just have them stand in the corner saying, "Oh no, if it ain't the consequences of my actions."
That's exactly what we need.
You probably need to that one.
This is what my token. Sit down and face your consequences, bitch.
All right, hold on. Okay, whoa.
Listen. That's a lawyer shop.
Okay, yeah. Let's hold off on that. Okay, look, I get. Look, We're all upset. We're all mad, but man, just chill. Just chill. All right.
We're not putting them stockades in the town plaza.
Okay, guys. All right. Anything on the Avelia Liberty that we want to before we got 3 more minutes?
Yeah, I pause a few things.
Go ahead, Adam.
Discord. Yeah, I pause a few things in Discord.
All right, hold on a second. Let me see what you got here.
Why under the pushy? Yeah.
Okay, here we are.
Union Pacific and Norfolk Southern. There's a similar one with CSX and BNSF.
Yeah, that's another thing that can start happening. Is speaking of, Trump got rid of one of the appointees to the Surface Transportation Board that tried to stop the merger between Canada Pacific and Kansas City Southern. So this doesn't bode well for trying to stop the merger right now between Union Pacific and Norfolk Southern. So I don't know. That's something that we need to really start going on. Like, look, today we celebrate, but tomorrow we gotta go on that, because now look at this point, going back to freight railroads now, is with this merger between or supposed merger, proposed merger between Union Pacific and Norfolk Southern. CSX and BNSF are going to say, well, we don't have any other choice but to also do the same thing.
We're not doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that could be a thing. It says update new service from U.S. railroads, BNSF, CSX could be a better option than a merger. It could be, but if they see this, they're going to keep that in the back pocket. But if they see this happening, and if it goes on between Union Pacific and Norfolk, there's not going to be any other way. But instead of having now 5 class 1s, we're going to be stuck with 3, and then there's going to be 2, and then it's just going to be 1. So for everybody who says, "Oh, we're gonna we need to nationalize freight rail," well, it's going to be nationalized, but underneath a private equity firm. That's what's going to happen.
Conrail. Listen, nationalize either the west or the east. It will depend, because it's a big country. It's not like England.
Yeah, and that's a problem.
We got Penn Central 2.0, guys. Penn Central
but the
2.0.
problem with that is you'd have to get past the Sherman Antitrust Act of 1890 first, and anyone can bring that up.
Yeah, if they actually apply it. But all right, guys, it's 9:35. We have come to the station over here.
More likely they're
all right. Yep. So there we go. Enjoy. This has been a great day for Amtrak, a great day for America. Finally, we see the Avelia Liberty, the new NextGen Acela in service. You can finally go ahead and ride it, and hopefully they'll be able to put out the rest.
It's on time plus 5 years.
Yeah, time plus 5.
It's on time.
Exactly. That's Amtrak's version of on time. So yeah, it is. It is on time.
It's within the same decade, so it counts.
Yeah.
Just do not put the tickets last minute.
There you go. All righty, everybody. Thank you all for joining on board this live stream of the American Rail Club. Enjoy it. We will see you all next time. Take care and Godspeed.
See ya.
Have a good night.